Hello and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan.
It's me.
And we got Ethan in the studio again.
Oh my God.
I'm back.
He's
my
alive.
God.
Yeah, I didn't die again.
You're looking good, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing that would have happened that would have made me die any more than last time, but you know.
I
Right.
took on several deaths from you.
Yeah, man. I'm closer to death than a stable relation.
Shut up.
Like I said.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm back, and we watched a movie. I'm actually, this time, I called it.
Yes,
you
Again,
did.
I was like looking at the animation, I was like,
He's a
is
smart boy.
it-
He's
is
learning.
Is it Patlabor? I've never seen Patlabor. I just saw the concept art on like the the art on like the front of the case before,
Right.
and I was
Right.
like, I know the concept is police robots. Is that what this is? And I was right.
Right. I have watched this movie specifically before with Dylan in the past.
Uh-huh. John was there too.
Really?
Yeah, he watched it with us.
You're like, I
Wow.
tuned him out.
I do not remember that at all.
Whenever the credits rolled, he fucking got up and started jamming out. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
Oh,
damn
you're
that's
catchy.
because
right.
it's a complete vibe. Yeah,
I do remember that.
Into the Morning Sunshine is one of my favorite tracks.
Okay, I have a story to tell about
Yeah,
that.
straight to the end of the movie, guys.
Right,
Forget
right,
all the
right.
content.
Forget
It
all
was
the
a great
content.
ending soundtrack. I give
To
you.
be honest, this movie was a bunch of setup for the last few minutes of the
Yes.
film, in my personal opinion.
the whole movie was just like, why did this guy kid himself? Through?
Why the fuck did he break all our computers and shit?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll be honest, the bird army. I still don't know what it means. I still don't know
It's all
what
just a metaphor.
It's all the bird cages.
Yeah, okay, but why are they evil? Why do they have red eyes now?
Because they're all robots. He made them all.
Oh, okay, the movie doesn't extrapolate.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
that's not true. They were all. I swear, 100% they're all robots.
Yeah, I like that the crow was the leader with the 666 tag. Yeah, leader crow. But like, why was that with the birds? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
not like they had a huge thing to really do with the. I mean, they were just up there
Right.
vibing, and the thing flew, and they were like, "Oh frick, I'm out," and they left. I mean, it's not.
Anyways, before we get into that, like I said, I've watched this movie once before, and I remember a pretty good amount of it. And we watched this a while ago.
Uh-huh.
Like it's been a long time since we watched
Oh,
this
yeah.
film. And watching it again, dude, just like you guys were talking about, the soundtrack,
It's
the song. What is
amazing.
the song right off the get go? When the
First
title,
like 3 are great.
the title sequence happens whenever it's playing. It's a really good track too.
I can't remember what it's called.
We're not even a few minutes into this film.
I only remember one name, and it's the credits theme because it stood out.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But that track is super good, and then of course we get this beautiful fight sequence like right off the get go,
Uh-huh.
and it is a
Bunch of military laborers.
it's
yeah,
pretty epic.
airdropped.
Yeah.
and they're just laying into this quad leg
Yeah.
looking
A rogue experimental unit.
right. Really sets the tone for what the film is, because there's that, but then even before that, like the very few first shots of the film, a guy basically commits suicide by falling off of like the huge of what looks like a big oil
Not
rig.
basically, he does. He straight
I mean,
up
he
commits
does.
suicide.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, there's that whole sequence that happens, and doesn't really garner any explanation
Yeah.
after that. Like it just kind of is.
Right.
it's-
Yep. This guy died, and then we just move on.
Right. We just keep
Like,
on
wow,
going.
okay.
Nothing wrong with that, but it just kind of there is a point whenever the side characters are trying to find more information about him,
Mhm.
and it doesn't really expand upon that. And I was like,
all over the place.
right. But anyways, I thought it was a really
it's a little
fun-
because you don't figure out like why he killed himself or like why he wanted to do all this rather than just down with the government or something.
Right.
like it doesn't. They don't explain why he did that. Just that he's
Wanted
the
to send a message.
just that it was a conspiracy theory, yeah, and he succeeded in sending a message, which I mean,
So
honestly
did
is
you-
pretty cool on its own. I think that's That's pretty neat.
I have okay. So before we continue anymore, how much of Patlabor as a whole have I seen so far? I've watched the first movie. We watched the second movie,
Did we?
or I don't remember. Or we because I don't think we watched any of the. There's a series, right?
Yes, there's an OVA series, there's a TV show, there's another OVA series, and there's a third movie as well. And there's also like a live action film, I want to say. I don't think it was
Really?
a show, yeah. But I've got like the entire animated collection just like as a Blu-ray set in my room.
Right.
Yeah, so everything is at my disposal.
And so, but
You've seen the first one, of course.
right.
Can't remember if we watched the second.
The one that I remember watching last was there's like a cadet academy or something, and they're like a bunch of guys that are like piloting different ones. They're like at a shooting range for a good portion of the film. And they're
Okay,
like,
yeah, that is the second one.
okay. So that I think I have seen that.
Yes.
So I've seen probably the first 2 films, but I haven't seen anything else besides that.
You're going to have to.
I know.
It's all good.
I'm just saying. So does that film take place immediately after this one? Or how does that fill the timeline?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how, like, it is arranged time-wise, because there are, like, 2 different versions of how the story starts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. There's 2 timelines.
Right. But they usually are, like, self-contained.
Oh,
you
okay,
don't really
okay.
need to worry about, like, continuity.
Right.
They're just, like, established characters that are part of a second unit in this mobile police force.
I
And
see.
we usually stick with them, like, throughout their adventures.
So, okay, what I was going to say was...
Oh, neat. So
could you-
we followed like the same characters? Because I kind of
Yes.
liked the characters. I thought
Yeah,
that
dude,
they were
they're
pretty much...
awesome.
I thought they were pretty much all good. Like I
Right.
kind of liked they all felt unique, and I kind of liked. There was one guy who came in a bit late. I forgot his name. Got the glasses. though.
Shige.
He was like my favorite though. He was
Yeah.
super cool. Whenever he came back, he was like, "Oh, you guys didn't know about that? What a Chad."
yeah.
It's like he's one of my favorites next to that one captain guy.
Yes, Goto.
Yeah, that was his name. But like they were generally all like pretty good, and they all felt unique. Like as far
Right.
as characters go, like that was well done.
Oh, yeah.
I was
that
going to
was
ask you to set the scene a little bit. So as we talked about, there's a guy.
Yes.
And the guy's name is Moba?
Eiichiro
Hoba. Hoba is the name.
Yes.
Also, RoboCop has died. The year I'm joking. I'm
Yeah,
just
the year is 21.
the year's 21. That's it.
Well, 2021. But anyway. So
As Ethan was saying, RoboCop is dead.
RoboCop
the
is
solution,
dead.
bigger
The
RoboCop.
solution:
yes.
more and bigger RoboCops,
police, RoboCops.
Right.
manned by other cops.
Yeah. Other people cops.
Other capo cops.
Oh, my God.
So, okay. There's a scientist, or I'm
Yes.
assuming it's a scientist, who is Hoba.
Yes, he was an operating system engineer for Labors.
Not anymore.
Got
He's
it.
not.
And so, and he
It's because he's dead.
damn. Way to call him out, dude.
I mean, he's the one who
He
killed
ain't
himself.
more.
He didn't
Right.
want to be one anymore.
Oh
Man.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was trying to get a brief picture as what's going on. So he was the guy that came up with the hyper operating system.
Yes.
Okay. Which is now kind of going haywire,
Yes.
and he pre-built some flaws into it to make it do that.
Yes.
I see. Okay. And then of course he just offs himself just to like
Right.
spite everyone.
Much to his chagrin, motherfucker just decided to pull a prank.
I got you. I'm gonna kill myself, and you
Right.
can't fix any of your toys anymore.
Get punked.
Heavily veiled. Like, this motherfucker thought everything through.
Right.
Shit to do with wind pressure and low
Yeah.
frequency sounds that humans can't hear.
Honestly, hardcore.
It's insane.
Honestly, hardcore. At first, I was like, "This is a stretch with the low frequency sounds thing," but then they were like, "But the amplifier is the giant thingy that would totally amplify the sound
Right.
of the wind." And I'm like,
Oh shit.
and I'm like, you may have my attention now."
You know what? You may not be wrong.
Right? I was like,
Right.
this was pretty silly, but now you may have my attention. And
It's
like,
coming together. I'm
right? I was like,
starting to see the severity of the situation.
I'm starting to, well, the severity, I guess I just thought was kind of silly.
Right.
But then I was like, that thing that has like all the prongs on it, that would be making a lot of noise though. And I'm like, yeah, I
with
mean,
enough
okay.
severe wind, that could vibrate
Right.
into a certain
Mhm.
level of frequency.
Yeah, no, I do. I was like, all right, you captured me.
At
You
one
made
point,
this
like-
was silly, but you made it interesting. Now I'm here. I'm here for it.
At one point, as they're figuring this out, they're in like Shige's apartment, and he's like, "You need nothing short of like a typhoon,
Oh, yeah,
with
and then they
40-kilometer winds per minute to get the kind of frequency going." And he stares
they
at
said-
the
they said,
fucking
like-
newspaper and sees.
Yeah, it says 40 meters per second would be like
Right.
the would
Right.
winds required. It's like, and we're gonna have 25 kilometers per hour, and they all freak out. Which I guess the conversion ratio is somewhere close.
Right.
I don't know.
It
but
was,
I was,
no, it was like verbatim 40.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
It was insane.
That's great. He was like, well, we're screwed.
Right.
And it's in 2 days. We're all going to die.
Well, shit. So right now, all of the robots are functioning mostly properly.
Yeah,
So then
sure.
every now and then,
Except for whenever like a whole entire 4 streets of houses get destroyed by one guy.
well,
who
yeah,
just doesn't-
there's all of a sudden these little freak accidents, which I'm assuming is kicked off by these random
Yes.
wind pressures and sounds.
we call them oopsie doopsies.
They call them little whoopsie guys,
Right.
and they
it's
cause
just a malfunction, guys.
right. And of course, the government or the brass or whoever is
Brushing it off like, oh, it's
right,
just
just user error.
right.
But it's happened 3-4 times.
Yeah, there have been a few instances before this.
Right.
In fact, no, it's happened a lot more than that because you can see when he has a little circle of like how many times there's been incidences. Each one of the dots
It's always
is
in
an
like
incident.
those 3 areas.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
And so that's
Uh-huh.
like each circle has like 9 dots. in
Okay,
it.
so then
Yeah.
So anyways, they're just brushing it off as user error. Basically,
But it's
you know,
actually the
but they're-
program that they got. The new
Right.
program is a virus,
Mhm.
and that new program also, they said toward the end when they finally figure out that it's that program, they said that program also infects the backup data and any program it comes in contact
Oh,
with.
yeah.
So the point of that program is it's supposed to be an air quotes update to like the system, when in
Right.
actuality it's a bug
Right.
that infects all of the other systems attached to it, and that bug is the one that makes them go haywire when the wind noise happens.
right.
Oh, yeah.
So then they randomly start going haywire. They infect ones that have the noise, and then the big hurricane is coming, and it's going to make every one of them go haywire. And now
Right.
they've been, what was the thing? Like they downgraded the system, but now basically everything's still infected anyway somehow. How is the downgrade still infected? Just because it came in contact
yeah.
with the new system?
I think it's
They-
already been updated. It's already been implemented.
They initially narrowed it down to the system itself, HOS. That was like the key factor.
HOS is the infected thing.
Right. So they figure any machine with that system is going to be infected.
Yeah.
So,
They downgraded to the previous system,
yes.
but those robots
But
are
it's too late. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
It's already been infected.
Oh,
As
the
long-
whole the robot
yes,
itself is
if
still
it has come into contact with that operating system, it's already infected.
okay. Cool. So I guess that's because it infects the backup data and everything else.
Which
it
is
comes in
why
contact
didn't
with.
at
If
one
that
point in
makes
time the Type 0 had HOS.
Yes,
And then
that's
they-
the
and then
operating
they-
system
they-
it starts off with.
They downgraded it, or did they not do that yet?
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay.
It was stuck with that.
sense. She hopped into it because she was like, "It's going to be an enemy whether
Oh,
I'm in
right,
it or
right.
not. I may as well
Yeah.
try and fight them." And
Hanukkah
then shocker.
uploaded like this quarantine system to try to like get it under control.
Yeah,
Right.
don't worry. I made a good idea. They tried to make a good idea.
Wow.
I mean, it fought strong for a while there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it
Dude,
didn't.
it kicks ass.
Dude.
it was
That's why I
super
gotta
neat.
figure this fucking thing.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
It's got one of my favorite designs in the whole series.
it is a really cool look. It is the upgraded version of the already cool looking like
Type 98.
yeah Type
Yeah.
98s.
Robot.
Fancy white robots with like police lights on the like on
Uh-huh.
the what is it, epaulets?
I mean,
Epithets,
yeah,
whatever it's
where
called.
your rank would be.
Yeah, on the shoulder guys.
Their shoulder guards are police lights.
Yeah, little police lights. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
one thing I had an issue with is like everyone's uniform is the same. They don't have everything on their shoulders, so I couldn't figure out like who people's rank
Right.
were.
Yeah, who's who.
Who's in charge
which,
of who?
Which you wouldn't think is like super difficult, but whenever like you haven't seen the other parts of the show, so you don't know who's in charge. I know that they're referring to this one guy as captain, but they're referring to him to that because you just refer to people as their rank, or
Right.
because that person's above them, right? And so there's so many times whenever knowing someone's rank's actually kind of helpful, and I can't really tell.
Right.
But other than that, like I didn't really have any problems with the show.
Yeah.
It was just like as someone who's not seen any of this shit before, I was
Yeah.
like, who's that guy? like wait, is that guy? That
What
guy's
do you
definitely
do?
that dude's totally in charge. He's got a cool desk. All right, that
Yeah.
guy's in charge.
He's
But
got
like,
a cool desk.
right,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
No, villains have desks. They all just sit in one room with their ramen noodles. right? That guy had a
Yeah,
desk.
that's
He's
fair.
got to be
Yeah.
in charge.
You're right.
They're
Fuckers are
throwing
just
tomatoes
chilling
at
out
each
in
other
the
because they need
lawns.
vitamins, and I
Yeah.
quote. like,
They've got a garden out back.
yeah,
That's
right.
fun.
With just lots of tomatoes.
It just feels like an awesome. It feels like an awesome
First responders lie.
Yeah, right.
Basically.
Police cops is what I was going to say. RoboCops.
Police cops.
Police
Right.
RoboCops are helping the people. But
It has
also,
such
like-
it has such a similar vibe in certain like artistic ways to Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
There's a few tracks where like they're in this kind of like almost dystopian looking Japanese town.
Oh, you don't have
which
to say
has
almost.
this-
It's pretty dystopian
Well, no,
looking.
I mean, as opposed to like Ghost
Once
in the
they
Shell.
start getting
Yeah.
into like the
Which,
older
like-
districts,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's of course not as cyberpunk as Ghost in the Shell
Yeah.
is, but the same feel is still there.
Yeah.
And like there's there's even like a similar sounding track of like these like Congo
That
drums.
that one
Oh, yeah.
Congo
Like,
drum track, I was
Yeah.
like, when is this Tarzan now?
it feels
Right.
like a little bit like Concrete Jungle-esque.
Uh-huh.
But not only that, it also like the only thing that they probably didn't have that I think that Ghost in the Shell did a little bit better was the uniqueness of the team.
Yes.
Is that everyone had a position in Ghost in the Shell, and I think they may still have that like in other parts of the media, but for this movie specifically, I think they do a pretty good job like highlighting each one of the characters,
Right.
but like not quite.
They're all cops. It's one of those
Oh,
things
yeah.
where it's like they're all kind of cops.
As opposed to being like a specialized civil security unit,
Right,
they're
right.
more so just like folks who have all gotten the same training,
Right.
but
Yeah.
some are more handy.
That's kind
with
of
aspects
what
of
it felt
than
like,
others.
where it's like they're a different team and they all have like specialties that they know of, but like as far as watching them do things, they're all cops.
Yeah,
That's
like
kind of
Noah,
except for those two. Those two were the only two that ever got in the robot though. So those two clearly were special.
Noah and Ota.
Yeah, those two are the only
They're,
ones.
they're like the main labor pilots of the group.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured they had like
everyone
that.
still
role.
got like their own assignments, but if
Yeah.
need be, they could probably be switched out.
Also, the random thing that I thought was really funny when I figured it out, they have to reload the revolver manually,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
revolver has bullets that are like
The size of your calf.
they're larger than a baby. Like they're like the size of like
yeah.
a large baby, because like she's holding it like one. She's like
Yeah.
holding it like that to like. And the problem is you have to put 6 of them in a revolver, and you can't do it in the suit. So you have to make the suit kneel down and then reach into its like calf compartment to
Yeah.
grab the bullets to reload. And I was like,
I love it.
this seems really
It
inconvenient.
just feels. It feels like. It
And
feels
on
like.
its own, it would be. But like I mentioned after you had said that,
They usually
that-
go out in teams, and there's
Yes.
people that are already out of the little Gundam suit, and there's
Right.
people that are already in it, and they all have a friend. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying I was like,
Right.
this seems pretty
Yeah.
inconvenient.
I just like the structure of the squad a lot.
No,
It's
I do.
really
I think it's
cool.
great. And I think the fact that they
It
have to
feels like
reload
they
it
cover
manually.
all avenues.
Yeah, I think that the fact that you have to reload it manually is a nice touch, because it like, it's
It
like.
feels like new old tech.
Like I said,
Right.
it feels like new tech, but they're like, yeah, we couldn't get the dexterity of the fingers down, so you would just end up shooting yourself in the head if
See,
you
that
tried
was
to.
like
an
you'd
actual
like reach
issue
into
that
your
would've- that would
right. You
arise
try to
from
reach
shit
into the
like
calf
this.
compartment and just crush like 4
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
bullets and ruin your armor,
Yeah,
and then you
right.
finally get it and you can't put it in the gun because it makes sense why the robot wouldn't be able to do it. Like they haven't gotten that part down yet,
Right.
and it's like a revolver. They don't have like AK-47 mags, and
Right,
it's like,
right.
Like they don't have that. It's like it makes sense, but at the same time, I just whenever she did it, I was like, wait, they have to do this manually. What is this 1973?
Yeah, right.
Like for some reason, it was funny to me.
It's that attention to detail that makes me love like real robot stuff so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've explained the differences between real robots and super robots before,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The difference
Okay, yeah.
between like certain Gundam shows and the other ones,
Right.
specifically the fact that we
like
watched.
Get a Robo and Gurren Lagann, those are both like super robots.
Yeah, those are. But I'm just Gurren
Right.
Lagann's awesome.
Yes.
I mean, also to be fair, Robo's pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
Shouldn't get her dick punchy.
Yes.
Love that so much.
Yeah.
Stoner sunshine up in this bitch.
Yeah, there's just for reference. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. So for reference, there and in one of the movies of
It's the OVA that we watched for Armageddon.
yeah,
For
sure.
Shin Getter.
What he said, if you know about these things, there's like an uppercut where they have like Shin Getter and like they have like a name of an attack that they
Yeah.
do. Well, at one point he just uppercuts a guy right in the nads,
Yeah.
right in his robo nads, and I was like, dude, Shin Getter dick punch you, and that's stuck ever since. But also like we watched was it the Gundam that we watched, the one where they're the arena. I just forgot the name of it.
Mobile Fighter G Gundam.
G Gundam, that was it.
Yes,
G Gundam,
dude.
that guy.
We still need to finish that.
That's just insane robot stuff. It's not as much real robots. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're like magical, and they
Right.
get these cool pantsuits.
Yes, dude, the mobile trace system in
Yeah.
the cockpit. Oh my god.
It's kind of
Coolest
neat.
fucking idea.
It's kind of neat. You like it's neat. I don't know.
I've never
It's-
seen
it's-
G Gundam.
Okay,
The
so
suit just
basically,
traces
Oh no, no,
they
but I
have-
know. Trust
yeah.
me, I know of it.
Yeah, they have
He's seen
they have
the
to
shining
fight.
finger or two.
They,
Oh,
have,
yeah.
they have to. Well, I'm gonna say they have to fight kind of like they do in
I've heard
in
of it.
Pacific Rim, where they have to like
Yeah.
actually do things, and they're
Right.
like basically like shadow boxing in the Gandoom while they're.
Yes.
Oh,
so
really?
Like, yeah, it's
That's
like
awesome.
they wear this like really tight suit with like things on it, and like it like gets skin tight to you,
Right.
And they like punch. You
It's
know,
like a
Yeah.
super
And-
over the top, like fucking Power Rangers, like mocap
and
suit.
I'll be honest, I love every second
It's
of it.
the best.
Like if I might have to watch Power Rangers again if that's how I get my dose of that.
Yes.
Because I don't know if everybody else is into that, but I mean, cool. Sitting in the cockpit and having controls, neat. But I like the fact this guy just kicked the air and a robot blew another robot up.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, back on topic though.
Yeah,
Right.
like I said, the team aspect, the characters, I loved. It was also kind of confusing how fluid the main character felt at a certain
Oh, yeah.
point.
Shino.
Well, Shino, but also Noah. Like, there's a point in
Oh,
time where
yeah.
like she's also kind of like our side character,
Mhm.
but at the very end, she's like
She saves the day.
She saves
Oh,
the
yeah.
day, and
Which
it's
I
like
think it's creative that like you feel
Right.
like you're following one guy a lot, but you're like following the story of a different guy. And at the end, the like kind of like duo tag, like the other protagonist, but it still kind of feels like a
yeah.
Right.
is the one who like does the thing, right?
Are they actually like in a relationship, or is that just kind of them playing around?
It's usually like
Implied.
a will they won't they type
Okay.
deal.
yeah,
It's not like explicit, but it's hinted.
Well, they
they
kind of
totally smash. What are you talking about?
Right.
He's
So-
never getting a second date though.
I think they're
after that.
adorable.
so between the two of
I
them,
believe you mean totes adorbs. I'm listening.
you have the brains behind the mission, like Shino,
Right.
who like we follow through like a majority of the movie actually to get us to the end with all the action happening. But then Noah picks up and like really takes the
Oh,
cake
yeah.
there at the end, and I thought it was really interesting
And
how.
cool robo
they're-
fight.
But they're both there throughout the majority of the film. But Noah feels like a side character throughout the building aspect of
Right.
Shino's part of the story.
That's another thing I like about the series is that in most adaptations, you'll never really be able to pick out like one main character. It'll usually be like the whole squad,
Right.
the whole team
Right.
is considered like part of the main cast.
Interesting. So you've seen all of the Patlabor
I've seen
stuff?
I started with the OVA,
Mhm.
then I watched the movies, and I started the TV show, but I haven't finished it yet.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
But man, I love it all.
It
Okay.
is. It is a really cool vibe.
Yes.
It is wild.
Mm-hmm.
How would you go about describing this film in 3 words?
Oh shit! I did say 3 of them while we were watching the movie.
Oh, dude, what was it?
I can't really remember. It was just like a
Oh,
funny
I
thing.
know one of
Oh, wait, well, I said something. It was 4
Yeah,
words
yeah,
actually, because A was in there. But what did I say?
Deathbird leader.
Oh, that's good too. But no, it's what I said during the movie where I said something that was silly and
Looking for a dead man.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Searching for
Yeah.
a dead man is what I said.
Searching for a dead man.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Right.
And then finding out that he was actually just 47 birds. He was never dead.
Yes.
He was just 40. There's probably more than 47 in that room.
At least
I'm sure.
66.
Okay, fine. If I looking for, we'll say 66 because demon number.
Right.
Do you
Um,
think they accounted for that while they were going through like his different residences? Like
How many birds there would be?
They
He only
were-
had 26 residences.
Right. They found
There was
like
easily 75 birds in there. The number was just going up.
yeah, because
Right.
they
There's easily 113.
we
Yeah,
just take
right.
how many birds were at each residence and multiply it by 26, and then we'll have our total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say hypothetically he had at least 4 or 5.
Yeah, he definitely had more than
150.
100.
there was at
150
least a
birds.
dozen birds in that room.
I saw no less than 500 birds in that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see. I couldn't-
Easily 1,000.
There was no less than 6 birds in there.
Dude, I swear
Couldn't
to
have
you,
been less.
I counted with my own 2 eyes 400 birds.
Yeah. If you pause it, there's
You might be able to see a bird
612,000.
if you pause
Or
it.
what was the number that I told you guys before? 3,382. That's also that number. There's also how many birds there are in there.
Right.
It's a lot of fucking birds.
Rip me, by the way. Back on
Right.
topic.
The scene we're talking about, she is in the process of accessing her calf magazine to reload her revolver by hand.
While
in this-
going up to see if there's a guy who's
Right.
supposedly alive at the top floor, and she
Yeah.
goes up there and there's not a guy.
Right.
His name, his like tag number, is on the ankle of a bird.
a crow specifically.
The only crow of all
the
the
bird
birds.
of death, yeah.
The
Right.
leader bird that's actually a crow because the
Yeah.
rest of them were pigeons.
Yeah.
and there's just a room full of birds, and there's one crow with the name tag on it, which the
But
name
the thing
tag is
that-
why.
And it looked like a bunch of like pigeons or regular birds of all
bird breed birds.
robins
Yeah.
of all
The
varieties.
crow stood out though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the only crow there. But the thing that
He
was
gave the crow his name tag because he's leader.
the thing that
That's
made
my
me think that they
conspiracy
were
theory.
robots, though.
Was
'Cause
the
they had
fact that all
red
their
eyes.
were red.
Yeah. They had red eyes, and they all looked at her silently at the same time.
And whenever she like radios in to tell what's
And then
going
one of
on,
them attacks
she
her.
sounds like she's on the verge of tears. Like there's a lot of
Right.
birds up here. One
She's
of them has his
freaking-
name tag.
One of them has a name tag. It roared at me. It roared. Right.
But the thing is, like,
they were probably robots.
It'd be one thing
Yeah.
if it had that kind of like
Robirds.
like half of them had the red eyes, or they kind of like had that like shimmering light thing where they like it goes
Every
away.
last
Yeah.
one of them.
But every last one of them had a pair of red eyes, and even after like it smashed cut to the crow doing its
Right.
it was still like
Still
shining
had red
red.
eyes.
I was like,
It
that's
was
definitely
the,
a robot.
It was the reflection from the monitors that had Babel on the screen.
Oh, I see. I didn't see that. I
Yeah,
didn't
you can
catch
say that, or you can say robirds.
Okay, fine,
Robirds.
robirds.
Honestly,
That's
though,
cooler.
all birds are robots. Okay, if it flies, it spies.
Oh
all
my
right?
god, please don't.
Hashtag birds aren't real.
No,
God.
please, not on the podcast.
Honestly, though, I want to get that
It's
T-shirt.
funny.
too. It's a picture. It's a picture of.
Yeah.
I shit you not. It's a picture of a
What?
pigeon, and it's like a blueprint of what a pigeon robot would look.
Blueprint of a pigeon.
No, yeah, I'm not joking. It's like
That's
it's
hilarious.
like the pigeon's like a
Yeah.
cross section of what a pigeon
Right.
robot would
Oh
look
my
like.
God, dude.
But the head still is just the head because there's no. But like it's like a bunch of like wiring and it's all like labeled of what it is, like listening
my
device
God,
and stuff.
that's so
and it
funny.
literally says if it flies, it spies on the top.
That is so
Dude,
funny.
I want that shirt so bad, but I want to find it for a good website that has comfy shirts, not really crappy shirts that have
Yeah.
the texture. Because then I don't want to wear it to the gym, right?
Right.
That's where I wear all my funny shirts to. Is the gym.
Do you like the shirts that I made you for Christmas?
Those are
Oh
actually-
my God, they're
so
perfect.
They're actually especially the red one. Make like a tree and heck off. That's the one I've been wearing lately because it's clean. But
Right.
but the
Because it's clean.
not many things are clean. I didn't have time to
Right.
clean things for a while, so there's not that much that's clean. But the piece was never an option. One.
Yeah.
they're both a little bit tight, especially because I wear V-necks a lot,
Yeah.
so they feel a bit tight. But like, especially to the gym, they're great. They're pretty comfy too.
Cool.
Like,
Okay.
it's good.
Well, I can make you one if you want me to.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, if it flies, it spies.
If it flies, it's fine.
Yeah.
You give me
Have
the
you seen
meme.
the other one that was like a meme that like the people who are on the website to like you can upload an image to make a shirt.
Yeah.
And there's a meme of what was the scrubbing bubbles brush that's like smiling.
Yeah.
You have
right?
no idea what you're up against.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's just like, you
I
have no
love that
effing
one.
clue what you're up against. Or whatever. but it's just like it's just the normal scrubbing bubble smiling or whatever.
Right.
And
No
the people
way.
called him laughing and were like, "Listen, for copyright reasons, we cannot make you this shirt. we are not allowed." And he was like, "I get, I
Damn it.
guess." But it says
Wait,
you have
really?
the people at the business said that they're not allowed to make them for that because
Oh,
he's
that
using
sucks.
copyright IP. Well, you can make it yourself, but that business was like, we're not allowed to do it, and he's using copyright IP, and so he was like, it's cool, I guess. But it literally says you have no effing clue what you're up against. I'll find. I see if I can find the shirt. Dude,
Please, I would
it's
love
so
to have
funny.
that on
Holy
file.
shit.
You're like, I'll make it.
I'll make it right now, dude. Easy $20, dude.
Right? Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Anyways,
So who is everybody's favorite character?
oh man,
It's between two. It's between what was the guy starts with an S, the guy with the glasses.
Shige?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
That was him. I knew it started with an S. It's between him and the captain.
Yeah.
For me.
Gato.
Fair.
I think it might
Gato's
be.
such a
I
cool
think it might be
character.
Gato because he's on screen more and
Right.
he has more time. You know, the other guy comes about halfway ish through the movie,
Right.
and he comes in with a bang. Like it's great. He comes back from his vacation to America, right?
Yes.
And I love he's wearing the Hawaiian shirt. I love
right.
it so
With
much.
the fucking dragon on the back.
Right, and exactly. And he's
Yeah.
got sunglasses on inside because he came back from America. He's cool now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like he's really cool, but the other guy's in the movie the whole time.
I love
his facial expressions that are always like aloof. They're so
Yeah,
funny.
dude.
I love
Goto is
Clancy.
easily one of my favorites.
I love Clancy.
Oh yeah.
She was kind of a
She's
cool
a good
character
one.
too. You get very little screen time,
Right.
but very cool though. She's the pilot of Unit 0.
Yeah.
Pretty legit. But
Hijacks that motherfucker.
I also I like
Well, somebody made the shirt. You can buy it from this website.
I like Noah and Asuma.
Yeah.
I love their little dynamic duo is a lot of fun as well.
Here you go. There you go.
Oh my god, that's not even that bad. I was thinking I thought it was like even better than that.
No, it's literally just well, okay. So first off, this isn't what the meme shirt was better than this. This is what some business actually made. And it's a crappy version of it, but
Right.
it's a picture of the scrubbing bubbles face.
Yeah.
With you have no effing idea what you're up against. That's it. That's all it is. But they were like, we can't just use the scrubbing bubbles logo on our shirt because we
Because I was thinking
we're making money off of their
like,
logo, so we're not allowed.
I was
to,
thinking about taking like the actual logo.
Oh yeah.
And like incorporating the text.
Oh
in
yeah,
that.
that'd be funny too. This is a better one though. It has a bit more detail to it.
Yeah.
That one's good. But yeah, just because it would be making money off of their logo, I guess, is why they can't
Of course.
do
I get
that.
it.
So,
That's funny though.
I wonder if I could find more funny shirts here.
Yeah.
There's a plethora, I'm sure.
Right.
Does anyone have a favorite part of the film?
Right. So, probably when that dude jumped off the thing and died. I'm joking.
Damn.
Probably she guy coming back and just telling everyone, "Oh, what do you mean? I never uploaded that thing. I never did
put
that.
that shit
I
there."
didn't trust that. I just gave them some fake thing. I figured if I got in trouble, I'd just take the L. Like,
Right.
what a Chad. Like, that dude,
Right.
that
The
dude
true
saved
MVP of the movie.
Their
He's
entire
great.
department was like the only safe department because of that guy.
Oh, right.
Like,
Right.
I freaking love it. He was like, I didn't trust it. And look, whenever I was on vacation, I was like, ha, look at me. I did the right thing.
Yeah.
I was like, this dude. And then my favorite part is whenever he gets like, his expression dies out, he says, you guys didn't know? Like, he's like, nobody told you?
Right.
I was over here feeling like I was right. They're all going to come back and be like, you were right. And it's going to be funny. And nobody knew. Like, freaking, that might be my favorite scene. Honestly.
Yeah. I also, I again, it's hard not to like just the setup for the very end of the film.
Yeah.
The very end feels
Yeah, the ending was a good, like,
Kinda feels like a domino.
fight scene that you almost don't expect. There's not really much fighting in the show. So you
even
almost
just
really
like the pre-planning up to it. Whenever you find out that the typhoon's coming, it feels like this natural domino effect of like things happening in quick succession, and like, but it feels good though,
Oh,
and it's really awesome.
it doesn't feel rushed or anything.
Right, but it does feel like it. Like I wish for a little bit more though.
Oh yeah.
Like not like it was lacking or it was rushing or anything, but it was just like the film is about an hour and 40 minutes, and probably the last 10 or 15 minutes is that like really big climactic scene.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I just wish there was like a little bit more and like a little bit more cool stuff. Again, Unit Zero gets like some really cool action time with like its spike fingers, and it was like really cool. And I wish it had like a little bit more in there just so I could have a little more fun and just see that for a little bit longer.
I'd have to go. I'm sure you guys could have guessed this, but my favorite scene is whenever Kanuka hijacks the Type Zero and starts wrecking shit.
Yeah.
Literally grabs a labor, lifts it up above the unit's head, and does a fucking backbreaker on the thing.
Honestly,
splitting it in two.
It being split in half was pretty cool.
It's awesome.
That was pretty neat.
Now, I'm usually a big fan of pile bunkers as like a weapon in general,
Right.
but they're usually only ever arm mounted or part of the arm itself.
Right.
That dude's slinging that thing around.
Examples being like the Big O.
Oh man, what a great design.
I saw him sling that around, and I was like, that seems awful big for him to just be just swinging that thing. But I mean, like, you know.
This one I like because it's actually built into the arm. And the Type 98s have this function as well, like to do a quick reach down for their revolver in the calf.
Okay.
The arm actually extends outward and grabs it up.
Interesting.
Whereas with the Type 0,
It is the
fingers are
weapon.
like spear shaped.
Oh,
the
yeah.
motherfucker just jams that shit into people.
Yes,
It's
into
insane.
everything.
Oh, I was thinking of something else then. Yeah, but yeah, no, you're right. That is cool too.
Oh yeah, whenever Ota was just using an arm as a weapon.
Damn.
Yep, that was great.
Yeah.
Just knocks one out with an arm and just like falls back. He's like, oh, it didn't quite kill him. I was hoping it'll blow up after this.
There's a few Easter eggs. There's a few like little things I think I saw.
Oh yeah.
Like just little things that I like. I think it's more not Easter eggs, just attentions to detail.
Oh dude, there's plenty.
There's
in
some
this
like
series.
little things that I thought.
I mean,
like,
you have to reload your revolver manually from the calf.
right.
Yeah.
I love that on the Type 0 you can see on the HUD whenever she's communicating at the end of the movie. you can see certain indicators that say certain things, but the big thing is on the right and the left. There's little lights or buttons or something, and she has obviously lost her left arm in the fight.
The left arm's missing and it's blinking.
And there's a big red indicator for that. It's like little stuff like that. I think is so cool.
Yeah.
But also apparently
your arm gone.
Behind Shino in the background of a certain point in the movie. Under his hand, one of the screens says "OMG" apparently underneath it, which is a little fun fact. It says that this film takes place in 1999, which apparently is 10 years after when it was actually created in 1989. Wow. So, obviously, again.
And here I am saying, give it 10 years and we'll be here with the RoboCops.
Right. Rip. The biblical references in the movie were due to Oshi being inspired by Noah's name, and the similarity it is to Noah from Noah's Ark.
I didn't realize
her character has.
She worked on this one too.
Her character has similarity to Noah from Noah's Ark.
That's why it's so similar to Ghost in the Shell, because it had the same film director.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean,
Oshi.
Beto.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't seen enough of her character to really compare them.
Right. I'm not sure if she's like compared to Noah's Ark, but I guess.
Well, he said similarities to Noah. So
right. Well, I guess it's just her name being in a way Noah, and again, it's a similarity to Noah, like in the Bible, and was like just the name alone.
Most biblical stuff in a lot of anime that you'll see is usually surface level, like. Anytime somebody asks them about, like, hey, what inspired you to add this little tidbit in here? It's like, oh, I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's
literally all of Evangelion. Every biblical reference in Evangelion.
Yeah, that's exactly
we thought the
what
crosses
happened.
looked cool, so we put them in there.
Right.
There were 3 of them in the Bible, right? That's why we put 3. I wasn't even sure.
That is the exact reason they put that shit in
I'm
there.
100% aware, but like this was like well done, and like the biblical references worked, right? Like the Tower of Babel thing.
Oh yeah,
and then
they did their
because
research.
it's like hubris, right? Like they're trying to expand the land, and like one could probably, I don't know, some weird Christian could probably argue that God might be against them expanding the land or some random crap.
Right.
So like they're trying to do this.
You get what you get, and you don't pitch a fit.
Right. They're trying to like do something that arguably is similar to the Tower of Babel, arguably, and so like it fits. But like Evangelion, it's just random biblical references for funsies. Like, of course, it's all the whole show. Like if I could describe that, it'd be in 4 words. That's what it would be.
Random biblical funsies.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. That's 3, but actually that one works too. Just that 3.
Can we hold on to that one? I want that to be the name for the Evangelion episode.
Random biblical funsies.
Random biblical funsies.
You know what? I will agree to that one because that's pretty much the entire show.
Yes.
that's.
I'm putting it on the list. Don't worry.
Right, yeah,
Thank
don't
you.
worry.
Thank you very much.
Also, this episode can still be called "Searching for a Dead Man." I'm here for that.
I say we go with that.
I vote for that one because they don't find him. Or you could say 63 birds. Could be the name of it.
63.
63 robo birds could also be the episode.
I'll put that in the description.
Right? Yeah, don't worry. Because those birds aren't real. Oh man, I don't think everything else to say about the movie. Honestly, it was pretty good. I liked it.
Had a great time with it. I'm always
now it makes sense that it was made in 1999 though. It does make sense a little bit.
It was 1998.
Oh,
but
that's the film came out.
Yeah, the film came out
because the movie takes place in 1999.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they were saying. Is that it was created in 89 and was saying it's taking place in 99.
Okay. So in fact, it's actually in that case they're mine because I feel like 89 is older than this movie seems.
Huh. Really?
Yeah, it doesn't seem that old. It seems old, but like 99 kind of old.
When did the
ahead of its time?
When did the original Ghost in the Shell come out? Because it has that
1753.
Whoa, buddy, whoa.
I want to say
it was acted out by peasants.
I keep thinking 86. Is that right?
Oh, let me look it up. Hold on.
He asked you.
I feel like I should know this.
I think he's looking it up now, but he asked you.
Let's see. Here we go. Well, it's just Ghost in the Shell is the first. Is that the name of it?
You're gonna be wrong.
I probably will be. I'm kind of stupid.
Oh, it is 95.
See,
fuck.
Wow.
Hella wrong.
Yeah,
it definitely it feels like that movie, like the animation style of it, and some of the like, kind of more visceral
Ghost.
Nice
aspects of it. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Ghost in the Shell's so cool, dude.
Yes,
I can't believe that I took so long to really get on board with some of the things, specifically. Specifically, I standalone complex.
Yes,
I'm still
Me and you
baffled
still
by
gotta watch that, Ethan.
Neat.
Did we finish the second season?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. I remember. Okay, yeah. It's been a while.
Uh-huh.
Man.
Yeah, good movie.
Good.
Look into the series.
Oh, yeah, please.
It's forgotten and deserves more attention.
It is great.
It's forgotten and in need of love.
Yes.
Much like me.
Whoa. What a sad turn.
What a
Buddy, I'm right
sad
there
turn.
with you.
Yeah, right. We're all there. We're deep down. We're all there.
Yeah.
We've all been there before.
Dude, you guys forgot to say something to me.
Okay.
In the past hour.
Yeah, buddy. It's now. I can't believe it's already midnight.
I'm 1 hour
it's
and
past midnight.
I'm 1 hour
Oh
and
shit! Now they're gonna
No,
know. We gotta
you
mail out the
can't
cake. Fuck.
No, because no one guessed.
Okay. Yeah.
No
we have,
cake.
we have,
if you
that's
don't
fair.
guess.
We haven't received any
What
guesses.
is? You have to guess the time that we started filming.
Oh, wait, did we started? Okay, in that case, we're good. I'm 1 hour and 7 minutes late.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, right. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. God, you're an old man now.
I know. I'm going back.
Wait. Stop. Wait. Is that a gray I see?
Oh,
No.
stop.
How dare you?
What a bitch.
Don't you fucking dare.
The level stayed peaked for so long.
I had early gray hair. I'm not dealing with that shit.
I could take some salt and pepper, except it wouldn't be salt and pepper. It'd be like Tony
Paper.
Sacheries for me.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah,
It'd be
man.
so good.
With my ginger hair, it'd be like Tony Sacheries. Now I have to see what happens when I get old. I wonder what 45-year-old Ethan's gonna look like. Can I get some salt and pepper? Touch of gray?
No.
Can I use touch of gray? Oh,
There's
man.
no. It's a salt and cayenne. There's no.
Yeah,
there's no black pepper in there.
Maybe a little
No, I mean there's
paprika.
no black, but like still,
Right,
it'd be salt and red pepper, which is pretty much
Right.
all of the bold Tony
Exactly.
Sacheries. Which, by the way, if you use Tony's and you like spicy things, stop using Tony's and use Tony's Bold instead.
They have a bold.
Yeah, there's 3 Tonys actually, believe it or not. The original Tonys, they have like a graph on the back. I'm not joking. It has like pictures of like salt and of spiciness, like peppers. And the original Tonys has 1 pepper and 2 salt. It's like extra salty mostly, but it has some.
Okay.
And then there's Tony's extra spice, which has 2 peppers and 1 salt. But the Tony's
okay.
Bold is really spicy. It's mostly spicy, so it's 3
Right.
peppers and 1 salt. So
had
it's
no
just
idea that
basically
existed.
Tony's Bold is like
Where do you get it from?
so you can get the extra spicy one at Walmart, but I found the Bold somewhere else. I don't know.
Wow,
But
interesting.
but I have them both. But whenever I found Bold, I've been using that one. And basically, the reason why I like it is because I don't like too much salt in my food.
right.
But I really like all the other red peppery cayenne pepper
Yeah.
and like other like onion stuff. Like there's so many other seasonings in there that Tony's Bold is pretty much, in my opinion, like the only seasoning you need. Like I put a little bit of extra onion powder and stuff, but low key, not a sponsor. Tony Sacheries, get it Bold if you like flavor in things.
Interesting.
I put that
Spicier,
in my. I do put a little salt in the end, but on top of my eggs after I'm finished with them, I put a little bit of
that's good
Tony
stuff right
Sacheries
there.
Bold in there.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's really good. My plan is to like that though.
So let me ask you this while we're kind of going off the beaten path here.
I'm not a chef.
Oh, well, never mind then. There's my
right.
question.
I can't cook.
Yeah,
no,
no.
you can ask.
Now that you kind of have been feeling a little bit better, do you know when you'll be able to try some whiskeys and stuff again?
So actually, I did 2 nights ago
Mm-hmm.
because little story time. We have a very expensive bottle of whiskey that we got from the Angel's Envy Distillery. It was a limited release, so we got it for $250, and I have already been offered $700 for it.
Jesus.
Because it's just, first off, it's freaking really
Oh,
good.
of
It's
course.
for the people who know much about whiskey. It's the Angel's Envy Madeira cask release.
Oh yeah.
It's in the purple bottle.
How fancy.
It's
It
their
feels
normal-
regal.
Purple.
It's their
Oh,
why,
why?
dude. But I really don't know. I think it's lean is the correct one to use here because it's the. But it's really good. It's their bourbon, but they finished it in Madeira wine casks. And dude, there's something about that taking the bourbon that they have that they finish in port wine casks, and then taking that and finishing it again. Whatever they did exactly, I don't know. You know, what they did just somehow gives it a profile that's just like.
Good.
Really good, and I think they don't.
Right.
I think they sell it at a little bit of a higher proof too. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure the proof's a little bit higher than the 45. They sell the other one out. Either way, it has a bit more flavor. It's probably one of my favorite whiskeys. I don't have a favorite objectively,
Oh, of course.
but it's in my top 10 for sure.
So,
But still, my roommate, someone was like, I had a friend of mine who basically were talking about whiskey, and they were saying that their personal favorite was the Angel's Envy Rye, the green one that you like, and I was like, yeah, that's one of the first ones that I ever tried, and it's still in my top 10 as well. He was like, I told them that if they love that, they have to try the one that you have. So I wanted to call and ask, how much would it cost for me to go over there and pay for a pour? And I was like, well, mine's not open.
Yeah.
So if you want me to open it and give you a pour, we're talking a lot of money,
Yeah,
because
we're
I'm
talking a lot of money.
I'm gonna have to break the seal. And I've already said, once I break the seal on a bottle that fancy,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all I'm gonna drink for the rest of the year, because I don't want it to sit at half for a long time and then get that really isopropyl-y kind of flavor.
Right.
Which the emptier the bottle is and the longer it sits, the flavor can change like that. So I was like, whenever I open my Brooklotti Black Art, I'm drinking that thing in like 6 months. It's all I'm drinking for 6 months.
I hope you
Right.
invite me over for a few pours of
I
that.
mean,
gotta
eventually,
pour
yeah,
it.
because I'm going to have to
I would
finish
love
the
that.
bottle pretty quick. You know, like I'm
Yeah.
going to open it, and then that's it. Whatever the occasion is that I open it is going to be a big deal. And then every other occasion, that's just anytime I want whiskey. That's all I'm drinking, right?
Definitely help you with that.
That's you're like, yeah, I'll take the L.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I will.
But still, so basically the guy was like, hey, how much? And I was like, you can ask my roommate how much. So
Right.
he was on speakerphone. My roommate was right there. It's hilarious. We scammed him. I'm sorry. if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. It was Kate. Kate, if you're listening to this, buddy, I'm sorry.
Right.
But he was on speakerphone. He was like, I mean, for like a pour, is he listening? I was like, I mean, no, he's not really listening. He was just in the next room over, and you were on speaker. He was like, I don't know. I'd pay him like $50. And I was like, all right, yeah. I mean, that's for a pour. That's a lot of money for a pour, but also for the cost of that bottle and for how much it's worth now.
Yeah.
It's not really a bad price. And so he looked at me. He was like, and I was like, he was like, I'll ask him. And I was like, muted it. And I was like, he was like, and I just unmuted him. And I was like, yeah, I mean, we could see. And basically later on, he was like, how much would you charge me? And I was like, tell him like 40 or 45, or even tell him higher than 50 and make it not seem like that. And he was like, I'd want like $50 for it. And I was like, way to make it obvious. And the guy was like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Kate, how did you not? How did
You're
you not?
genius.
I was like, Kate, how'd you not catch us in the act here? Right? I figured Kate would be like, hey, and I was about to be like, up, you got me, right?
Yeah.
Still, so Kate, at the end of the story, right? He ended up not being able to come over. He was like, I'm not going to pick it up just yet. Maybe I'll do it later, but I don't want to pay for a shot of it just yet. So that day when he was supposed to come over, he was like, Kate texted me and said he couldn't come over. So do you want to just pour up a glass of mid-air cask? And I was like, I mean, why not? Let's see if it gives me a tummy ache. So we go in the room, we pour a very nice bottle of whiskey, and I held my glass and I was like, all right, if I take a sip of this and I feel bad again, I'm going to pour this into your glass. I'm not going to let this go to waste.
Of course.
And I was like, but at the same time, I haven't had whiskey in quite a while, and I'll be honest, last time we also have, no, we don't have that one. That's the no, sorry. But
You drank it up?
So yeah, sorry, I drank it and I didn't get. I was looking at the bottle. Sorry.
That's okay.
But I took a sip of it and it didn't really bother me like that much. So I ended up finishing it and I didn't feel bad, which means that as of 2 days ago, I can drink whiskey again.
Nice.
Now I haven't had it in like much quantities yet,
Right,
and
right.
it was definitely, even though that Madeira cask is fire, it definitely burned a lot going down because I haven't had in quite some time. I have not had whiskey, so like even just normal whiskey proof, it hits me with some of that you're breathing fire for a little bit
Right.
there.
You're like, ooh.
Exactly. I took a sip and I was like, whew, oh man. He was like, yeah, you're pretty weak now, aren't you? I was like, yeah, kind of a pussy now, honestly. Wait, go to the spirits tab that you were just at. I think we have a bottle that's, there it is. No, it's Kentucky Straight Bourbon. There's a green one that we have. They released a rye in their cellar collection that was finished in something else. And that rye we have, like, it's a recent release. I'll be honest, it's not as, like, we paid like $250 for that. I'll be honest, that rye does not taste like it's worth $250. I'll be honest.
And which one? Who's that?
Angel's Envy.
Oh, okay.
So Angel's Envy released another, so their Madeira cask release was part
Right.
of their cellar collection, like just a bunch of limited releases that they do. And we bought another cellar collection released, which is, it's the ice cider cask rye. And it tastes like a pretty good rye. To be fair, I'll be honest, even though it's called ice cider cask and all that, I'll be honest, it actually tasted better over rocks. And I'm not usually the guy that says that. I like all of mine neat. But this is the one that I've actually never had, this blue one. I've never had it.
Interesting.
I've been to the distillery. I've had pretty much every
Everyone.
pretty much every like type of their whiskey. I've had a couple of their cask strengths.
That's awesome.
I got
dude.
their head distiller. I forgot his name, but I got him to tell me which year he thought was the best, and I bought a shot of that year of their cellar cask and tried it. I think he said that 2013 was the best, but 2018 was a close second. I think I bought a 2018.
Was it this guy right here?
Oh
no.
no,
okay.
that's his dad. I think. The
Oh my God, never mind.
Right. No, there's he has a younger guy. I think that's like it might be his dad because it's like a
Okay.
family run thing.
Yeah.
He's one of the Hendersons. Oh, that's one of the super rare ones as well. I've seen the bottle, but it was like $2,000 or something at some store, and I was like, I don't have that.
In Japanese oak
Yeah.
casks. What?
Mishimura. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It looks fancy.
I like the
man.
look of the bottle. It
Oh,
looks
the
different than
bottle
all the
is
other
so
ones.
cool.
It has like a sleek almost Angels because you can still see the wings in the middle.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We're looking at Angel's Envy for
Yeah.
those of you at home that are still listening.
Honestly, you know what you should do at the end of the episode? We
Right.
should
This
cut this
episode
out and make
we
it a
could
separate
probably call
episode
it,
just
like-
called
Yeah,
Whiskey
right.
Discussion.
Robots
yeah,
and whiskey.
I'll be honest though, like Angel's Envy, like I've had some really good ones. Angel's Envy is probably my like favorite brand, like company, even though it's like a
Right,
young kind of newer company. But when it comes to like my next favorite, it might just
I
be.
love their logo. That's my thing.
Yeah,
Angel's
I love.
Envy logo
There's
is
I have a
just
pin of
so-
their angels wings that you get. Like
Oh,
just
so
the wings are so
cool.
the wings that are on their like actual distill. They're still.
Yeah, yeah.
It's super cool. When we go to Kentucky, I gotta tour the place.
Dude, I still want to go.
That being said, of all the tours, let it be known, of all the tours, Angel's Envy is the most expensive tour, and I don't think that it's the best experience. But because I
Really?
like their distillery and they're my favorite distillery,
Yeah, you think
I toured
it's-
them anyway.
Right, of course.
So I think it's kind of worth it. But all that said, I think Angel's Envy is probably my favorite, but it's tied with Old Forester. Like the history of Old Forester with the variety of bottles they have, and it's like the oldest whiskey in like the business. Oh, dude, it's just, I love it. And they have like a couple of really good whiskeys that I really like. Plus, their distillery tour experience was the best, hands down, easily.
Did you like Johnny Walker Gold Label? Or did you not care for it?
It's kind of, it has a lot of peaty intensity, so it's kind of similar to Ardbeg in that sense.
Oh, really?
Well, when I say kind of similar to Ardbeg, people will probably think of their
You're like, oh shit,
this tastes like wet bucket and tarry rope, right?
Wet bucket.
I've heard of a lot of insecticide, melting
Yeah,
tire,
yeah.
the whole lot. I've heard a lot of things about Ardbeg.
I just like the term wet bucket.
Yeah, right. It's not just it's like a damp bucket. Yeah. But no, it's not quite that intense.
You ever
but
sucked on a damp piece of wood?
right. But it has more like kind of smoke to it. I think that what they do with the blending of their scotches works really well for Red Label, which tastes like a more like alcohol intense kind of flavor
Right.
than Black Label, but has the same kind of like honey in the background. But I get a lot of like honey from Johnny Walker Black Label, right?
Yeah.
And so that's like my favorite. Blue Label is just a smoother version of that. If you want to try Blue Label, just
Right.
put like some drops of water in your Black Label, and it tastes functionally the same. We've already been over this. I've said what I said.
Come after me.
No, like legit. If you think that it's fancy, you go out there and you do a blind taste test of Johnny Walker Blue Label and Johnny Walker Black Label. I've done this blind taste test, and I can tell you that they taste functionally similar. Blue Label is just a
Damn.
lot smoother and easier to drink. But still, I digress.
Yeah, I was trying to
but
find some
I did
gold.
like Gold Label.
I was trying to find some gold just to kind of have some fun with it.
One that I liked a lot that I haven't had in forever, so maybe I can't attest to it anymore because I didn't want to open my bottle because I liked it a lot.
Right.
I was going to wait to open it for something, and I just kind of forgot I have it, is Johnny Walker Green Label.
Oh yeah.
I
I forgot about that.
But we got their gold and their platinum, which are like the same product but with
Yeah,
different names, basically. And I think they're good, but I'll be honest, Johnny Black's just kind of like simple. Johnny Walker Black kind of is to Scotch, along with like Monkey Shoulder, is to Scotch kind of like Buffalo Trace is to bourbon to me, where it's like
okay.
it's not only easy to find Johnny Walker Black, but like you just can't really go wrong with it. You know, like I like it. It's easy. It's almost everywhere that I go, every restaurant that I go to, I can find it. And so, yeah, I mean, that's 48 years old, though. Like,
I know.
Every year is worth like another $1,000 after like 25 years. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, Johnny Walker has some rare stuff. I mean, I'm happy that I have their Blue Label, apart from me not thinking it's that unique. But
That's nuts.
yeah, Johnny Blue is like the iconic expensive person's
Oh, of
whiskey, and that's why I'm
course.
happy that I have other things that are expensive that aren't that. Because like it's nice having Johnny Blue, but like
Where can I get green?
green. See, I got it because I found one of them on a shelf on the way to Kentucky. It was one of those.
Damn it.
It was one of those where it was like I couldn't find. Like I also couldn't find. Yeah, I still haven't been able to find since I've been home. By the way, I'm not a big fan of Jack Daniels, but this is good. The Jack Daniels single barrel collection.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have they're the little square bottles that are kind of
Yeah.
like they're actually still 750 ml, but they look smaller because they're squares like that.
Yeah.
They have a single barrel, they have a single barrel rye, and they have the single barrel proof. And it's in like the gold label one. That one, we found like a couple of them here, and like my roommate bought one, and we tried it. I thought it was very good, and it's barrel proof, usually proof quite high, mind you.
Right.
It's just a bourbon, but it's really good. I found one bottle of that on the way to Kentucky again, and it was like $80 or something, and I was like, deal.
Got it.
So I haven't actually been able to find one since I've been back in our state. So China Green, I know that you can find it, like to get a glass of it. You can go to. There's one of the whiskey bars we have around.
Okay.
So that's where I would try it again because it's not super expensive there. I don't think.
Right. It's $65 for the bottle.
Yeah, I think I might have paid $70 for the bottle. That checks out.
Right.
So I was at a gas station though. So usually at a gas station you'll get a little
Yeah.
bit higher price. Sometimes though it's kind of funny. Like you'll get higher prices on things that you think should be easy to find, and then you'll find really rare stuff for like $100 cheaper than it should be because they just don't know. Like they have like Whistle Pig Whistle Pig 15 on the shelf next to the 12, and they're like, I don't know. I figure it was like $20 more expensive than the 12. It's like $200 more expensive, right?
It's a steal, and you're like, thank you. I'll be taking that.
I know. I've heard plenty of stories of people going to a gas station being like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'll pay you for all 3 of them. Yeah, no, I want all of them. Yeah, in fact, I'll pay you an extra $20 if you let me have all 3 of those bottles, and it's because they're like super valuable.
That's so crazy.
Which we actually found. What was it? A bottle of like the E.H. Taylor bourbon that usually like online goes for like a couple $100 or something, and around here at some random gas we found for like $50 a bottle. And it's like it's kind of hard to like try and sell it online for that, but like we found it for like super cheap around here. And I'll be honest, I don't even know if it's worth that money. Like somebody famous probably said it was good and worth like a couple $100. I tried it. I think it's pretty good. I don't know about $100, but like, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I
also at the same place I found they have Lafroy Glore. One of the ones that I was looking for. It's actually not expensive to get a glass of it, so I did. Whereas Ardbeg is like I'm like drinking a campfire. Lafroy is 100%, and I've never smoked a cigar in my life. 100% like somebody put their cigar out in my drink.
You want to know what?
It's the best way I can describe Lafroy
Glore.
And I'll be honest, I really liked Lafroy. It's like that's my thing, right? But I can't describe it any other way. That like it tastes like somebody put their tobacco out in my drink.
You want to know something?
I like it.
On the other podcast that I host, Retrospect, I co-host with a guy named Stoney. Stoney went to Texas recently, and he went to some place called the Whiskey Cake or whatever, and it's named after a cake that like apparently is made with whiskeys and stuff, whatever.
Sure, that checks out.
Yeah, exactly. He got a flight of a couple different types of scotches, and one of them he was like, I don't know what the
Lafroy.
No, he said the Lapahoroiga or whatever, and he's like, I don't know what it was, but I didn't like it. And I was like, really? He was like,
I wouldn't even say really. I'd be like, yeah. If he said that to me, because I didn't like Lafroy, I'd be like, yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't know it was that kind of.
It's
that
definitely
kind of scotch.
intense. It's
because he likes cigars. So I was like, I don't know why he wouldn't like it, but I think he just likes a different. I don't think he likes smoky scotches.
Yeah, I would say like, and the thing is like, there's one thing between like having like a scotch that has peat and smoke to it. There's one thing that's having a like hard peated scotch that's like intense like that.
Yeah,
there aren't many people out there that really like it. Like it's not, and the problem is, I'll be fair, I don't know how places like Lafroy and Ardbeg really stay in business. Clearly, it must be in. I think I saw a bottle. Was that what's that one? Oh, never mind. That's the limited edition. Never mind. I saw a bottle of their like Johnny Walker Blue Label Ghost and Rare one or whatever. Whenever we were in Kentucky, we didn't buy it because I was already buying a $700 bottle, and I was like,
right.
So, but yeah, it's just like it's like polarizing. Like it's really strong of a flavor. I guess a lot of people in Scotland really like it, maybe because I don't really know how they stay in business. I don't know many people who actually drink that kind of scotch.
I want to try Lafroy.
So I would go ahead and tell you, Lafroy 10 is actually really good, like straight up good. I would recommend Lafroy 10 to someone who says they like peat smoke kind of flavor, but isn't like full on into the Ardbeg kind of territory. I would recommend Lafroy 10 to just about anybody. I think it's good. But Lafroy Glore, that tastes like somebody put their cigar in it. And again, I love every second of it, but I'll be honest, I had a full double of it, and I was like, there's not really, and the issue is it's not really a night opener, really. I don't think it's more of a night closer.
Oh, really? It's just a middle tier.
Well, no. But by night closer, I mean like it's because you have that flavor of this like cigar in your drink flavor, like this like peatiness,
yeah.
and like you don't want to drink other whiskey after that unless you're drinking more Ardbeg, right? It's like same thing with like, Ardbeg,
which is definitely a statement in itself.
I'd say the same thing where it's like if I drink a glass of Ardbeg, I'm either not drinking a different type of whiskey that night, or I'm not really enjoying a different type of whiskey that night. Like it's
right.
It just like it like burns your taste buds.
Oh,
and
dude,
hits you.
it definitely sits around for a while.
Yeah, it doesn't leave. It doesn't leave you alone.
You and I at a Christmas party over this past Christmas, we had tried.
I love it with our cousin.
And
he was like, "Yep, don't like that one."
Yeah, we tried Proper 12 and some other ones.
Proper number 12, and then I had one from one of the Tennessee places. It's like a really like heavy rye.
Yeah, but anyways, it was just I want to say it was one of our first ones we tried, and no matter which ones that we would chase after it, just like as like little drams we would be sipping on.
You can't forget it's still.
Dude, it would still. I would just like do a nice little, little out breath and be like, yeah, there it is. Ardbeg 10 is still just chilling there.
Call it the Ardbeg touch.
Yeah, the Ardbeg touch. Anyways.
And for those of you who are curious and want to try it and have between $60 and $70 at disposal, it's Ardbeg 10-year, the ultimate Islay Scotch whiskey.
It is a.
That's what the box actually says. The black box. It says the ultimate Islay Scotch whiskey. If you want to spend that kind of money on a product,
whiskey.
Yeah, right. Ultimate whiskey. If you want to spend that kind of money on a Scotch that I cannot promise you will like because I love it, then go on ahead. It's like $60-$70. It's a 10-year.
It is an experience.
And the rule is if you're going to mooch off of my shelf, the first thing you have to drink, or you have to at some point drink Ardbeg 10, because I have a whole shelf full of different whiskeys. And if you want to try them, fine. But at some point in your life, you have to try Ardbeg 10.
Right.
Why is that a rule? Because you're getting a bunch of free whiskey. Shut up.
Yeah. I have to make you suffer.
This night would cost you hundreds of dollars if you did it at a bar, okay? Just drink the Ardbeg 10. Give me funny words that I can use to describe it. Because that's why I have tarry rope, wet bucket, and melting tire insecticide. Because different people I've said try it. And one of them said, it was actually my roommate's girlfriend. I made her try it just because.
Funny, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Well, no, because she was saying like, oh, you guys talk how bad it is. I want to try it. And I was like, no, you don't. And she was like, bet. Mom ain't raised no bitch. And I was like, okay. I poured a glass and I was like, try it. But I told you don't want to try it. Like, I'm just saying. Like, I told you you're not going to enjoy this for this reason. But like, hey, I'm not going to call you, a pussy. You should drink it if you want. She took a sip and she said that it tastes like whenever your quote when your parents caught you smoking and they made you eat it, eat the cigarette. And I was like, I never did that. But I can imagine.
That sounds like a very personal experience.
Yeah, that sounds like a very personal, intimate experience for you. I'm glad it tastes like you're eating a cigarette. Heard that.
Right. Well, we've been going rambling on a little too long about the.
And don't even get me started on Irish.
Yes. But anyways, I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better, that you can actually experience that again and have fun. And I'm excited to try some more things.
It's nice to have you back.
It's nice to not be dead. I'm happy I'm not dying anymore, guys. I'm up 8 pounds. I'm only got 22 left to go.
I have faith in you.
Yeah, I'm the gain train whenever my doctor approves it. Doctor approved gain train.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening. If you are trying to find ways to get in contact with us or to find other ways to listen to this show, you can look in the show notes of this episode and you should be able to find all of our social media links there. Linktree/Ian Wolf, or you can just type in the Aftermath on all major podcasting platforms.
Yeah, at Ethan was taken on Instagram. I don't post ever. I'm linking that like
I forgot what mine's name was.
I forgot you had one.
Yeah.
I forgot you had one. I don't post ever because I forget.
Anyways, until next time, thank you so much for listening.
See you later.
Bye-bye.